Episode 3486. It's a party every day.
Moms, it's time to rediscover, rejuvenate, and renew who you are in mind, body, and spirit. Welcome to Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie, the show to help you do just that. Here's your host, certified life coach, personal trainer, and nutritionist, Christiane Wargo.
Happy day. Are you ready for a celebration? Oh, yes. Technically, it is the start of a new week, but I want you to think about it this way. It's coming to the close of the Olympics, so you know what? It's a party every day. For those of you who are brand new to Create Your Now, welcome to this incredible family. I'm so delighted of your presence. If you already haven't had the opportunity, you'll want to head over to createyournow.com where you can learn more and sign up for the Kisses newsletter. The Keep It Simple strategy, everyday solutions to live, love, and impact. Well, yes, Olympics are coming to an end, but that doesn't mean that we have to settle down our celebrations. And I really do hope that you're spending some time today. It's Sweet Spirit Sunday, and really allowing yourself to reflect on what God has in store for you. Opening up your heart more. I know life gets busy and we're so easy just to kind of throw things to the side. I know I have got so much going on too. We all do. A lot of us are starting back to school. We got our kids going there. And, you know, for me, it's college and my grandbabies and they're, well, I'm not going to college, but my children are going to college. My grandbabies are going to their day schools and their preschool. And it's one of those things where I look at all that's happening around us. You know, we're doing renovations. And so I've got crews in here all the time. I feel like it's nonstop, 6 days a week, sometimes 7. And then I have to do some things. We're getting ready to pack and move, and we've got to pack out so we can refinish our floors. And there's one thing after another. And I think sometimes we can get so bogged down with our to-do list that we forget what really matters. We forget that, you know, life does throw us lemons, but somehow we have to figure out how to make lemonade because it can be sweeter on the other side. So no matter how life shows up for you, I want you to know this today. God celebrates you. The joy beyond your circumstances doesn't happen as a result of your control, right? Joy isn't found because my renovations are done. Joy happens because God loves you and he loves me. It's a party every day. Are you familiar with the parable of the prodigal son that Jesus told? You can find that in Luke chapter 15, starts around verse 11. And there was a wealthy man there, and he had 2 sons. And their younger son, full of restlessness and ambition, approached his father one day and demanded his share of his inheritance. He wanted to get out into the world. He wanted to explore it his way. He wanted to have control. Well, despite his father's sorrow, the inheritance was divided, and the young man set off to a distant country where he squandered his wealth on wild living. He just did what he wanted to do. He didn't care. He said, this is how I want to live. So he did it. So unfortunately, misfortune found him. And this young son found himself destitute and hungry, yearning for the comfort of his father's home. Even as he was taking care of pigs, he was like, I want to have what they're having. Like, I'm starving. I've got to find something. So with a heavy heart and tattered clothes, he journeyed back, rehearsing his apology and hoping for a place even as a servant in his father's house. He was going home back to his dad to say, hey, Dad, I really need some help, but just, you know, it's not that I need help. Can you just hire me as a servant? Because I know you take care of your servants, and right now I need to be taken care of. Have you ever found yourself in that position? Maybe you're in a similar situation now. You feel like, man, the inflation or my 401k or where's my savings account or, man, my cost of living with just my house. Maybe your insurance rates are going up. I mean, this is real life stuff. And you're like, Lord, come on. And at some point you're like, maybe I just should have stayed home with mom. Maybe I should just move back with mom. I'm like, no, guys, keep going. You got this figured out. And so as his son approached, his father saw him from afar, and he ran to meet him With tears in his eyes and love in his heart, the father embraced his wayward son, showering him with forgiveness and grace. "Welcome home, my child," he proclaimed, "for you were lost, but now you're found." Maybe you're one who kind of has been wandering a little bit. Maybe you've been living in the darkness and now you're discovering light. Maybe you don't understand why you're in this predicament, but now it's changed and it's a lot easier and you're a lot happier. There's something about coming home. There's something about that celebration. Well, of course, the older son, he was watching from a distance, and he, of course, had harbored so much resentment towards his brother's return and the father's lavish of his welcome, right? Because his dad was like, "Come on, bring the best robe ever. Kill the fattened calf. Give him a ring of honor on his finger." But the father in his wisdom reminded him of the joy in redemption and the power of forgiveness. He said, "All that I have is yours," he assured. "But today let us celebrate the return of your brother, for he was lost and now is found." You see, at that point right there, the father said, "You know what? I divided up everything that I had. And son, my oldest son, you got the majority of it." And back in those days, it was in the family structure that someone was to take care of the family and made sure the family stuck together. And usually that fell on the oldest son or the oldest child sometimes. Just depends on, I think, honestly, how strong those families were. And so his father was like, "I've given you everything. But now we have to pause and celebrate because what you have came from me. And now we're here to celebrate your brother. We need to pause for that. He was lost and now is found. My son, it's a party every day." And it is for you too, my friend, because God loves you. But for whatever reason, we want to control our own lives to the depths of screwing it up even more. We want to be that son that gets a cut of the inheritance and allows us to go and do whatever we want to do. We want to be viral ourselves. We want to get all these likes. We want people to notice us. We want to stand out. We want to have our own crown. We want lots of jewels in that crown that we wear on our head. And I'm not saying that literally you're wearing a crown on your head, but it's all your achievements, all your accolades, your career, your mark on the world. And here, this story reminds us that all this wealth, all the stuff that you have, doesn't compare to the life that God gives you because God loves you. And so when you read this parable, the Greek word used that talks about dividing up the property is bios. And it means the sustenance of life or livelihood. It wasn't just material things. That's not the wealth Jesus was referring to. It literally was the sustenance that gives you life. My friend, what is sustaining you? Is it this longing for likes, going viral, being noticed? These accolades and achievements that only you can get because you do certain things? The story of the prodigal son mirrors God's desire for us to forgive those who have wronged us, to welcome back those who have strayed, and to show compassion and empathy to all regardless of their past actions. And that means God welcomes us home too. God asks us to see it differently because he sees it differently. So maybe you're more lost than you thought you were today. Maybe you're like, wow, this kind of really hit a chord with me. Maybe I have been chasing the wrong things. And I'm not trying to lay guilt on you. That's not it. All I'm asking for is you to open up your eyes a little bit more so your heart can be in tune with God's will for you, not your own will for yourself. Because, man, let me tell you, control feels good, doesn't it? It does. Every single one of us loves control. But at some point, when are you going to let go? When are you going to say, God is enough? You know, the Olympics, it's amazing. Congratulations Team USA women's soccer winning the gold. Congratulations. To our USA men's basketball team, congratulations for securing the gold medal, the 5th Olympics in a row. And France, let me tell you, they played an amazing game. I was on the edge of my seat. And I even watched some of the replays, but we have so many athletes out there, right? And all of these athletes that are competing, they are at their top of their game. When they were invited in to join the Olympic team for their country. And so they had to control some things in their life, right? They had to control their schedules. They had to get up early, go to bed early. They had to make sure they ate properly. They made sure that they exercised right, or, maybe they had to take certain supplements, whatever it was. Maybe they had to run more miles or less miles. I know there was one Olympic athlete, and I apologize, I cannot remember his name, but he actually trained and moved to Utah to train at higher elevation. Why? Because there's less oxygen there. So that when he came down and when he was in Paris competing, he would actually have stronger lung capacity. Athletes go to extreme lengths to control the outcome of winning gold or winning a championship, being number one, whatever that looks like, the World Series, right? The Super Bowl. I mean, come on, football's about to start. It's all exciting. But it's interesting. Sydney McLaughlin made history this Olympics. And she is the only woman to run the 400-meter hurdles in under 42 seconds at just 25 years old, setting a new world record and earning a gold medal. Now, of course, she's excited. But this is what she said: records come and go. The glory of God is eternal. And she continues, I no longer run for self-recognition, but to reflect his perfect will that is already set in stone. I don't deserve anything, but by grace, through faith, Jesus has given me everything. That's exactly what the Father did here with his second son who strayed. The older son couldn't understand it. Like, seriously, Dad, come on. I've been here. I've slaved for you. I've done everything for you. I've obeyed you. I've been the good child. Yeah, air quotes, right? Do you have that kind of conversation in your head regarding your family and siblings? Like, well, why does she get that or he get that? Man, I've done everything for this family. But yet, this sibling of mine goes off, and here we're talking about his brother. His brother goes off, squanders everything, throws away the inheritance that his father worked so hard for to give him, and then has the audacity to come back and say, will you hire me as your servant? Because I'm starving. I need clothing. I need a place to live, Dad. And Dad greeted him with open arms. Just come home, my friend, because it's a party every day. God's going to be waiting for you to celebrate you. Give up what you can't control. Maybe you are holding your fists so tightly that you need to let go of things. I mean, think about it. Is your mind screaming, I can find myself. I got this. I can save myself. If I just do this, I know I can make it better. Maybe you can. But the joy won't be found of what you can do. It's only of what God can do. So give up what you can't control and let love multiply. Because, my friend, it's a party every day. Go in peace. Be present. Be incredible. Be you. I love you so very much. I cannot wait to see you on the other side. Blessings, hugs, and lots of love. We'll talk to you real soon. Have a glorious, blessed week. Bye-bye.
Feeling inspired, ready to train for life and love your journey? Visit createyournow.com for more incredible resources to help you along the way. We'll see you next time on Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie. And remember, always be sure you consult your physician before beginning any health and fitness plan.